And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death, but you go. A process man am I, and I'm telling you no lie. I've worked and breathed among the fumes that trail across the sky. There's thunder all around and poison in the air. There's a lousy smell that smacks of hell and dust all in me hair. And it's go, boys, go.
Do you want me to stop here?
That's okay. It's all part of the road trip, Dad. I'm just going to video it.
Oh, you video it?
Yeah.
In March 2023, the last of Redcar Steelworks was demolished. It was the largest demolition in 75 years with over 3,300 kilograms of explosives. The destruction of the steelwork and surrounding plants has uncovered lots of secrets about the landscape, secrets that are still being met with silence and denial. It's hard to see this industry go because for many it was well-paying jobs and lives. Middlesbrough's history is in the iron, steel, chemical and engineering plants that evolved so rapidly in the 19th and 20th century. With some of the leading industries in the world, many of Middlesbrough's residents surround the place of work. Middlesbrough's air pollution is rated some of the worst in the North East. According to British Heart Foundation, it is the equivalent to smoking 90 cigarettes a year. In 2006, it was found that there was a correlation between living near heavy industry and the increased probability of women getting lung cancer. Not only this, but the workers of industry have long battled with diseases such as asbestosis and the people surrounding them with asthma. The admission to hospital of children in Middlesbrough with asthma is over double the average for the UK as a whole. Many local people have suffered from health impacts as a result for the discard of the long-term health of a workforce. How can breathing not be political when so many lives are entwined? Breathability of life and air quality can lead to research in the dynamics of geopolitical economics. Diseases such as asbestosis are seen as the working men's disease and have long such been dismissed for their value. The dormant nature of the disease allowed big companies to point the finger the other way, meaning many of the working men who were told it's fine are now suffering, even though the negative health effects were discovered as early as 1936. My grandpa recalls playing with asbestos like it was a snowball fight. That would have been in the 60s and 70s. Magdalena Gorska explores the feminist politics of breathing, leading to questions about political, social and economic distribution and the maintenance of privilege or lack therefore of. Air is largely uncontrolled and frequently exploited. Why is breathing political? Gorska explains, environmental toxicity is the effect of specific determinations of a neighbourhood as pollutable. She relates this to class, race, disability and the exploitation of people as a whole. If we know air pollution is bad, why are there continuous examples of it affecting communities even now? None of the 10 Teeswork explosions had any health risk assessments, nor did it require any planning permission. Due to that, it would only affect the local area. Neighbouring Dormantstown air quality monitor spiked to over 6 times that day.
Yes, so I was working at ICI Wilton in 94 and I was on night shift and I was working in the labs and went out to pick up the samples, and I drove past the South OT storage place where all the big bags were and that, and there was a fire there and I could see it, and it was looking at it was quite a big fire going to be starting. So I went back and told the lads on the shift, and all the alarms came in, and about an hour or two later it got so that everyone had to go to the refuge rooms. The flames got so big, the big plume of smoke, that by the middle of the night and then early morning it was like 1,000 foot in the air. There was a still night and it just went up like a big mushroom cloud. By the morning time no one could come in or out. I had to try and stay in the designated rooms where they had breathing apparatus and stuff and that on hand. The whole of Dorman's Town and Redcar, I think they sound the sirens, but nobody knows what that means anymore. So the other place where I was working before then was on a cyclohexane plant on nylon. Cyclohexane burns about 1.5 times the temperature of petrol. And that was the same plant as Middlesbrough in, I think it was 1974, that blew up and took out all the windows and the roofs in Middlesbrough town around the plant. Just before I started on the nylon plant, there was a big fire, and they'd built in the old ICI plant and there was a new one, but the fire was in the old place and all the drains were open, so when there was a leak, and cyclohexane was heavier than air, so you get like a cloud mist, and I've walked through quite a few cloud mists. If you caused a spark, that would just explode like a gas explosion. And the cyclohexane went down the drains and it misted out onto the road, and a passing car was driving past and ignited the cyclohexane, and it flashed back to the plant and exploded, and 2 people died. And the fire was that hot that all that was left of them was just ashes on the wall.
Right.
And when that alarm went in, everyone just ran. And a lot of people left that plant after that and just said, oh, I'm not staying there, it's too dangerous. Which is probably why I got a job.
It began soon after 4 o'clock this morning. A huge depot storing hundreds of tons of polypropylene pellets was quickly alight from end to end. It was the big one, at the heart of Europe's biggest petrochemical complex.
There's a lousy smell.
By mid-morning it was clear that the battle was being won, even though the pall of smoke was still rising thousands of feet into the air.
And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. Well, I've worked among the spinners and I breathe the oily smoke. I've shoveled up the gypsum and it nigh on makes you choke. I've stood knee deep in cyanide, got sick with a caustic burn. Been working rough and seen enough to make your stomach churn. There's overtime and bonuses, opportunities galore. The young men like their money and they all come back for more. But soon you're knocking on and you look older than you should. For every bob made on the job you'll pay with flesh and blood. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go.